Hi everyone, a review for you today. I haven't done a fragrance review for a little while, and today's perfume is Soleil Neige from Tom Ford. There's the bottle, brought it out with me and I'm wearing it already. I have already reviewed this one, however that was a long time ago from a decant, and I've changed some thoughts on it, so I thought I'd do an updated review. The notes of this one are Bergamot Carrot Seeds. Carrot seeds give you a musky like smell. You have jasmine, rose, white flowers, a general white flowers bouquet, and jasmine. Did I say jasmine? Orange blossom. Then in the base you've got labdanum, vanilla and benzoin. When you first spray Soleil Neige, it's kind of a weird scent. It's a little bit anisetic to me. It's got a slightly licorice-like opening and almost slightly medicinal. I wouldn't say that the bergamot is that obvious, but it probably does lend it a little bit of a freshness. I've just read some Fragrantica reviews, and there's some people that really hate it and find it really weird. Other people think it's a bit generic and not that interesting, and some people really love it. And I would say it's actually in parts both weird and safe. So I think the opening and the first part of the journey of the fragrance is actually a little bit weird. And this sounds really horrible, but it doesn't put me off, but it almost gives a slightly vomit-like effect. I think it might be the bergamot with some unusual spicy type note and something that goes a little sour. But it's not horrendous. It sounds horrendous, but it's only in a general kind of way. Like, I don't think anyone would say you smell of vomit, but it's just what it does to me. It's got a little bit of acidity, and I think that's where I'm getting that feeling from. There's a bit of acidity to it, but as you wear it, it mellows, it becomes less acidic, less sour, and there's definitely sweetness going on. I'd say it's not a generic fragrance. In my opinion, I don't know anything that smells like it. I think it's quite pretty. The mixture of the flowers, the white flowers and the touch of rose, they come together as a bouquet, but it's a soft effect. So it's not a heady, it's not a sunscreen fragrance like Soleil Blanc. It doesn't smell like sunscreen. It's not particularly heady or exotic. It's soft and muted, powdery-ish. Yeah, powdery. That lovely muskiness really softens the whole thing. Tom Ford website tells you that it's supposed to represent sunshine on snow, like that crispness and that sparkle, I guess, and I can kind of see that, but the fragrance itself doesn't feel cold or too warm. It has a bit of both, so you can kind of feel the warmth of the sunshine and the crisp coldness of the snow at the same time, and even the powderiness of the snow. Although it's not too powdery, there's just a subtle hint of powder. As you wear the fragrance, it does sweeten up. You can tell there's sweeter notes in there, but I don't feel like it's ever fully vanilla-y. And I don't know that I would ever specifically pick out the resins listed, the benzoin, which is usually sort of like a vanillic resin, slightly incensey type note, and the labdanum, which is usually more of a richer, darker, stickier resin with some sweetness as well. I would say that they blend together to add a sweet note. And you might think it's an amber fragrance based on those notes. They are classic notes for an amber accord, but I wouldn't really call it an amber fragrance. You could probably put it in the oriental category. and you might even say it's a touch on the gourmand side, just because it has got a bit of sweetness to it. But it's certainly not a food-like fragrance whatsoever. It just has a nice, sweet base that really centers and mellows out the florals and that strange, slightly medicinal opening that you get. The thing with Soleil Neige is, back when I first tried it, it just come out, so you couldn't get it anywhere for cheaper, and the retail price is pretty high. So for me at that point, although it was a very strong like, I was never going to pay full retail for it. I got my bottle for just under the £100 mark for the 50ml, and to me it's well worth it. I really enjoy it, and that is a price point that I'm happy to pay for it. Because the con is, for me, the performance is a little lacking. It's not bad, but it could be better. I probably get about 6 to 8 hours on skin in terms of longevity, but it does come right down in terms of performance after a few hours. So it's not bad, but if I was paying £200 or nearly £200 for a bottle, I wouldn't really be too happy with that. That's just a personal thing. We're all different. But in terms of performance, it's okay, but it is not, it is by no means a beast. I think when and where I would wear it, I find it quite versatile. I could happily wear it on a night out, although I probably wouldn't wear it on a really big night out that's going to be heaving with people, because I think the strength does let it down a little bit. I would choose something a little more projecting. But on a general night out, you know, sitting in a pub that's not too packed, absolutely would wear it. I would wear it daytime, as I am today on this sunny yet cool February day, out for a walk. Definitely, I think it's a beautiful fragrance for cold days, but I also think it would be fine on a warm summer night, or spring or autumn. Really quite versatile. I just wanted to add something else to the fragrance that I've noticed, and that's, it smells kind of orangey, more so than anything else. It's got this orangey overall feel, so I think that's probably the orange blossom and potentially the bergamot, because bergamot to me can sometimes smell a little orangey and a little limey at the same time. But the general feel of the fragrance is just this sort of orangey hue. So it doesn't smell like oranges, but just lightly orangey, like you would get from the orange flower. It's not as orange flowery as Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. It's a more muted orange flower. As I say, it is mixed with the other florals, the jasmine and the rose. So it doesn't smell particularly like just one of those flowers, but I think maybe the orange flower takes the lead just a little bit in terms of a floral bouquet, and therefore lends the fragrance just this oranginess. But it's definitely very musky. Everything sits on this lovely fluffy cloud of musk, and it's a really nice clean musk. That's really it. That's my thoughts on Soleil Neige updated. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in another video.